The Matrix is everything. It's everything that we've come to perceive as truth. It is the physical reality that we've become accustomed to experiencing through our physical perceptions. The Matrix itself is an illusionary state of being that can be characterized by fear, victimization, and low vibrational state. The thing about the Matrix is that it can't be explained in its entirety. You kind of have to awaken to really see the bigger picture of what you've been dealing with your whole life. And you'll start to question a lot of ideals that you've come to perceive as the ultimate truths. Ultimately, if you do everything that I tell you to do in this video, you will experience a spiritual awakening. At some point or another, you will experience a full spiritual awakening and you'll get on your path to enlightenment. Now, what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is when you wake up to the fact that everything that you have come to perceive as truth in the physical plane is nothing more than a lucid dream that you've been conditioned to believe is the ultimate truth. Now, this can be a lot of different things. This can range anywhere from religion to perceptions about people. Basically, any belief system that you've developed is a product of the Matrix itself. And you have to understand that and be able to see beyond these illusions. And a lot of people are so caught up in these illusions that they're not willing to even explore the truth. They're not willing to explore the light because they feel like they're turning their back on everything they've come to believe in this life. Unfortunately, for those people, there's not much that can be done about them. Some people use the term bot. I personally don't like to use that term. I don't like to, degrade the people that choose to stay in the Matrix, that choose to stay blue-pilled, because it's their path, it's their experience. It's not my responsibility to wake people up. It's my responsibility to give you the information and you choose what you want to do with that information. I don't look at myself as a chosen one any more than anybody else. We are all equal. We all have the same opportunity to reach this awakening. The difference is not everybody takes this opportunity. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with staying in the Matrix. It's there for a reason. It's there if you want to stay there. But this video is going to help you break out if that's what you want to do. So make sure you stay for the entire video, because if you follow all the instructions that I give you in this video, you will escape from the Matrix. Now, one thing that you need to realize about the Matrix is that it is not an us versus them thing. That is the Matrix. That's what you have to understand. This idea of victimization, that is the Matrix. That is a Matrix ideal. This is not a war against anybody except your own self, your ego. But you can't win a war against your ego. You have to make peace with your ego. That is how you escape from the Matrix. You have to be willing to humble yourself and question every idea that you have come to believe as truth. No matter where the idea came from, even if the idea came from me, question your ideals, question your beliefs. Does conditioning play a role? Yes. But now you're receiving the red pill. I'm giving you the choice. So understand that if you want to break out of the Matrix, you have to stop being a victim. Okay, that is my first major point. I see a lot of people, and I've talked about this in a few videos before, but they use the term red pill in association with ideals about women. And that's where the discrepancy is. People are worried about the nature of people, and they're not worried about the nature of themselves, their inner being. Like I said, you are not a victim. You need to stop placing the blame on other people. And this isn't just towards, that crowd. This is towards everybody, because everybody has done this at some point. A lot of people take the victim route because it seems like the easiest route to take. But in doing that, they are giving away their power of manifestation. How can you manifest and create your reality if you're a victim of your reality? Either you have control or you don't. So you need to make that choice for yourself. And like I said, you don't have to break out of the Matrix. You can stay in there. You can take the blue pill. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you do want to break out of the Matrix, you need to leave these ideologies behind. You have to leave them behind. Any idea that makes you seem like a victim, that takes away your power and control over a situation, you need to leave that idea behind. The next thing you need to do to break out of the Matrix is you need to learn how to meditate. Meditation is very, very important to developing that self-awareness, which will help you develop a broad understanding of life itself. Because as you learn more about yourself and your true nature and who you really are, you learn that you are the universe. As you look within, you are looking way beyond what you could see with the physical eye. I've made a video about meditation and how to meditate, and I would strongly suggest that you go and watch that video because it will definitely help you on your journey if you have never meditated before, or if it's just a new concept to you, or if you have trouble with it. But I'm gonna give you a basic, quick briefing of what meditation really is. Meditation is a means of bringing yourself back to the moment. That's all it is. Okay, you don't need to be levitating. You don't need to feel really any type of way. You just need to bring yourself back to the moment, because the moment is where all of existence lies. It's all right here, right now. The moment is the foundation of your past and your future. If you change the moment, you change the entire timeline. You have to change your state of being in the here and now. But in order to do that, you have to be in the here and now. The next thing you need to do to break out of the matrix is you need to get out into nature more. Whichever way is best for you. If you like going to the beach, go to the beach. The mountains. Just be outside, be in nature. Pay attention to how nature is self-sustaining and giving. It's selfless. It gives and it doesn't expect anything back. They say that you are who you spend the most time with. So if you spend a lot of time in nature, you'll start to develop these same exact qualities that nature has. Your ego will become less and less active. You'll become more selfless. You'll become more giving. You won't worry so much about acquiring material things. A lot of times when you're so obsessed with material items and physical reality, it puts you in a low vibrational state because you fall into a state of lack. Like I said, do it whatever way you can, but just do it. Get out into nature. The next thing that you can do to break out of the matrix is spend more time alone. Now, for some people, this is very, very natural and easy. As you begin to awaken spiritually, you'll find that you want to spend a lot more time alone than before. You'll become less reliant upon the company of others to sustain your level of happiness. You'll find that level of happiness within yourself, and you'll have more to share when you do interact with other people. But spending more time alone, it gives you time to evaluate your state of being and how you've come to that point and how to change your state of being if need be. Like I said, you are who you spend the most time with. So if you spend a lot of time with yourself, you'll naturally become more of who you truly are. You'll start to think less about what other people think of you because you won't be interacting with other people as much. You'll just be on your own vibe, on your own wavelength. And as a result, you'll start to attract people into your life that match your actual wavelength. Now, am I saying that you need to go on like a complete isolated retreat for 5 weeks? No, I'm not saying that. But every single day, see if you can find 2 hours to be completely by yourself. And when I say by yourself, no texting, no talking on the phone, none of that. Completely by yourself. And that also includes deleting social media. The reason why this is so important is because, like I said, you want to spend more time with yourself. And the reason why you're doing this is because you want to learn more about who you truly are. A lot of us have developed this perception of who we think we are, but it's all based on conditioning that we received from other people from a young age. Basically, in deleting social media and spending more time with yourself, you're rediscovering who you were before they told you who to become. And when I say they, that can mean literally everybody. Everybody that you've interacted with has influenced you in some way. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing, but you need to know who you are at the foundational level. You need to know at the soul level who you are, what resonates within you. And like I said, social media influences people. It influences people via groupthink. Okay, if you don't know what groupthink is, basically it's just exactly what it sounds like. You know, a lot of people believing in the same idea and not allowing for any deviation from that idea. These days, people are so easily influenced by social media, and I was definitely one of those people. I was very, very easily influenced by the ideas that I saw on social media. I would see ideas that said it's not okay to be rich, for example. You shouldn't go and try to be your own boss and get to your bag. People would say those types of things, and I started to believe them. I started to think that being rich makes you evil inherently. And I had to take a step back and realize like that completely contradicts the nature of what I'm trying to do. Because in becoming my own boss, I know that abundance is on the horizon. It's going to happen. I'm going to get a lot of money because I provide a lot of value to people, and I provide a lot of value by being myself. And that's how you break out of the matrix, by being yourself, waking up to who you truly are, letting go of the filters that you've accepted as your truth, and choosing to see reality for what it really is. And this does not mean that you have to reject the ideas that you've come to believe as true, because those ideas are just as true as the truth. All truths are true, understanding that there is no such thing as an ultimate truth. The only ultimate truth is that every truth is true if you believe it. And it took me getting away from social media to realize this, that every truth is true. There is validity in the ideas that these people spread on social media. Those ideas are no less valid than my own, and my ideas are no less valid than theirs. Our truths are all equally true. They hold equal weight. So you need to determine what your truth actually is. And you need to decide if that serves you on your path, and if that gives you the empowerment that you seek. Now, right along with deleting social media is stop watching the news. The news is a cesspool of negativity. That's all it is. It's a lot of negativity. And there's a reason for that. Okay, the reason why they feed you this negativity is because that's what keeps you tuning in. If all they showed you was positive news, you wouldn't watch the news. They want you to be fearful, in a low vibration. That's how you develop this dependency on the news. You go on there thinking that you're going to be informed, but you have to understand that they're telling you what they want to tell you. Okay, you don't know what's actually going on. And I'm not saying that to make you paranoid. I'm saying that to make you aware of the fact that these news companies, they have their own agenda, and it is not to inform you. Okay, it's not to give you a sense of empowerment. It's to do the exact opposite of that. So you need to understand that and take your power back. Okay, stop watching the news. Boycott the news. The news is not doing you any good. It's lowering your vibration. That's all it's doing. Now, one thing that social media and the news both have in common, they're both consumption based. Okay, you're consuming a lot of information. And like I said, when you do that, these ideals will start to seep into your state of being, into your belief system. And that's how people lose sight of who they truly are. Now, obviously, consumption isn't always a bad thing, but you need to be aware of what you're consuming. Don't consume a lot of negative information. All that's going to do is it's going to change your perception of the world and make you think that the world is falling apart and it's evil and terrible, when in reality, the world is still beautiful. And if you do everything that I've told you to do on this list, you'll see that. You'll see that the world is really, truly beautiful, and you are in control of your reality. But watch your consumption and spend more time creating, okay? This is how you become your own boss. This is the secret. I'm giving you guys all the game right now, okay? Become your own boss. The way to become your own boss is to stop consuming and start creating. Okay, that's what I did. When I deleted social media and I started making a lot of videos on YouTube, all of a sudden, I started making money. I became my own boss. I spent a lot more time creating than consuming, and it paid off. Literally, become your own boss. Break free from the 9-to-5 system. This is how you do that. Limit your consumption. A lot of people are addicted to consuming and they don't create anything. They're not creating anything that is valuable to society. And the way to create value is to be yourself. That's all you have to do. Be yourself. Be a leader. Become a beacon of light. That is how you become your own boss. It is very hard to break out of the matrix if you are stuck in a 9-to-5 that you hate. Now, if you are working a 9-to-5 and that gives you empowerment and you love what you're doing, continue to do that. Maybe that is your purpose, and that's perfectly fine. But if you know that you hate working a 9-to-5, don't work a 9-to-5. Take steps to become your own boss. Like I said, I just gave you all the game. I told you everything you need to know about becoming your own boss. It's up to you to actually use that information. Now, in doing all of these things, you'll find that you'll become more in tune with yourself and your intuition. Now, this is very, very important because you have to understand that intuition comes from a divine source. It comes from a higher power. It comes from a presence that can see things that you simply can't with the physical eye. It comes from a place where logic is outclassed. Sometimes you may get ideas that make absolutely no sense. They go against all of the conditioning that you've received. They give you a sense of empowerment that you're scared to inherit. But you can't be scared. You have to take it. You have to allow these ideas to come into fruition. And you do that by following your intuition. Your intuition will guide you directly to your purpose. Now, the last thing that you need to do to break out of the matrix is you need to learn about the law of attraction and learn how to apply it in your life. Now, I've made plenty of videos about the law of attraction, describing how you can use the law of attraction to manifest anything that you want. But you need to understand that you're not manifesting what you want, you're manifesting who you are. And that's why it's very important to develop that self-awareness and learn to change your vibration, learn more about who you truly are. And you'll start to become aware that the outer world really truly is a reflection of your inner world. And so you'll be able to make the changes that you need to make to your inner being to change your outer world. You'll fall into a lifestyle of abundance and happiness and love. The law of attraction doesn't really work in the matrix because, like I said, the matrix is built on a foundation of victimization, and victimization and the law of attraction contradict each other. You either have the power or you don't. You choose if you want to take control of your reality or not. You have the power, but it's up to you if you want to harness it or not. Think of the matrix as a prison, and the door is open. You can leave at any time that you want. Now, if you decide to stay in that cell for the rest of your life, that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know for me personally, I left that cell and I'm never going back.